Ah, nothing like bacon and eggs in the morning. It's a hearty meal that holds you together for the whole day. It's a combination so obvious that it's been around for as long as both foods existed. Humans naturally loved these foods together, so they became a staple of breakfast. Or did they? What if I were to tell you that the traditional combination of bacon and eggs isn't part of our natural history, but is instead a corporate conspiracy orchestrated by society's true puppet masters? It isn't a breakfast for champions, it's a breakfast for sheeple. We think that a lot of commonplace things are the way they are because of collective free choice, when in fact, sometimes one or two people alone made a decision and created something that is now taken for granted as part of society, just part of life. Here's the real story behind bacon and eggs. It all begins with Sigmund Freud, or rather his nephew, Edward Bernays. Bernays is credited as the father of public relations, the product of a time when the world had become just small enough that you could manipulate a lot of people at once because of the way that advertising, news, and radio could reach a large number of people quickly. Bernays took advantage of mass media, not with the intention to inform, but with the intention to control. In the 1920s, Ed Bernays asked a doctor who worked at his agency whether a breakfast should be heavy or light, and the doctor pretty much said, "I guess heavy would be better." Bernays then had that doctor get 4,500 other doctors to confirm that.
All of them concurred that a heavy breakfast was better for the health of the American people.
Then Bernays lobbied newspapers to publish that all these doctors were saying you should eat a big old breakfast. But he wasn't doing this to improve public health. He was doing this because Beechnut Packing Company, a major supplier of bacon, was paying him to do it.
The sale of bacon went up, and I still have a letter from Bartlett Arkell, president of Beechnut Packing Company, telling me so.
So we collectively, as a country, agreed that bacon was our breakfast meat of choice. But we didn't freely make that choice at all. And that's just breakfast. Our lives are full of decisions that we think we make of our own free will. But do we? These days, our markets are inundated with products and choices. But is having many choices good or bad? Most people say they like a lot of choices, but do they really? We took our cameras and a few pounds of jelly beans to Venice Beach to find out. First, we invited people to pick one of two flavor choices.
How is it?
Yeah, good.
Tell me if you're happy with your choice.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Thank you. It was an easy choice to make. I chose it because I wanted something fresh in my mouth.
I like it. I like lemon and the citrus and everything like that. Good taste. I'm happy with my choice.
Most subjects were content with their selection when it was a choice between two options. But what happens when we offer more choices? Will the subjects be just as happy with their decision?
I see. Not licorice. Okay, can I do more than one? Or just one?
One.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm kind of regretting not trying a fruit one, because with jelly beans, it's more, fruit is more natural to me. Like, I probably should have gone for my first choice, a raspberry. Maybe I would have been happy.
There's a lot to choose from. I'm gonna try one.
One.
Okay. Marshmallow.
Tell me if you're happy or not with your choice.
I don't know. You're always questioning, like, did I make the right choice, right? Like, initially I wanted to try pineapple, but then I thought marshmallow, I don't want to miss out on marshmallow or peach or blueberry even. If I could choose again, I would probably pick peach.
All right. Pineapple. Very good. It's my favorite fruit. I could have had blueberry, which is also one of my favorites.
How do you feel about your decision?
Kind of an impulse decision. I kind of wish I looked at the whole thing a little bit more. Maybe I would have picked a better flavor.
So maybe sometimes we are actually happier with fewer choices. In fact, researchers have been exploring this idea for years. According to the famous jam experiment, a study by Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper published in 2000, too many similar choices may even stop us from making any choice at all. The study compared 2 store displays, one with 6 varieties of jam and the other one with 24. Although fewer consumers stopped to sample jam at the display with limited choices, a full 30% of them made a purchase. By contrast, only 3% of the consumers at the more extensive display actually bought a jar of jam. This is called choice paralysis. But life is all about choices. We like having choices, don't we? Or are we happier when we have no choice at all? Hello, and welcome to Tea Time Word Scrambles, the game show where the competition is steep and trouble is always brewing. Some of our contestants will be given a choice of caffeinated black tea or soothing herbal tea, and the others will be given no choice at all. Once the tea takes effect, they'll be asked to unscramble some words. Which contestants will be happier with their performance? Those that have their choice of tea or those who don't? Well, let's find out. It's tea time. My name is Michael Stevens, your host today. Let's meet our contestant, Giselle.
Hey!
Nice to meet you, Giselle.
Nice to meet you too.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm from New York, and I've lived in LA for almost...
Ooh, Giselle, you know what that sound means?
What?
That means it's tea time.
Yay!
Go ahead and take a seat in the tea seat.
Okay. I like tea.
Well, you're in for a treat, Giselle.
Okay.
Because today you are going to be unscrambling words.
Uh-oh.
A task that requires energy, because
Yeah.
there's a time limit, but it also requires focus, steady,
Okay.
calm nerves,
Got
and
it.
patience.
Yeah.
So, today, the choice is yours. You can either have some herbal tea that will keep you calm and focused,
Okay.
or you can have some black tea that's caffeinated and will give you some energy.
I'm gonna go with black.
Black tea.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and pour some black tea, Trent. You know what? I'll have some too. Wonderful. Now, what made you pick black tea?
I want to be energized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's to you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa! You know what that sound means? It's word scrambling time. Remember, this subject had a free choice of which tea to drink. Will freedom of choice bring her happiness and satisfaction? Giselle, these are your words.
Oh my God, when do I start?
Well, we're gonna put 3 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Go ahead, you can use these steps to access the letters. The goal here is to solve as many as possible within the 3 minutes.
Got it.
And go. Starting with word number 5. Giselle has kitten. That looks like it could be the right answer.
Oh man.
Vacuum. Hearth. Looking good.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, and time is up, Giselle. Come on down, and let's take a look at how you did.
Oh no.
For number 1, you got vacuum, which is correct. Very good job.
Yay!
Very good job. For number 2, hearth. Correct. Very good job.
Yay!
Now, number 3, you have taffrid. It's a very good word, but it's not one. The actual answer is adrift.
Oh, I was so stuck on that.
Number 5, you have kitten. That was the first one you solved, and kitten is correct.
Yay!
Very good job. Now, down here at the bottom, the answer is lounge. You have Lugna.
Oh, you spelled it wrong.
No, we can't accept Lugna, unfortunately. Well, Giselle, you received 1, 2, 3 points. So how do you feel you did?
I should have probably had the other tea because then it would have calmed my nerves. I should have chose the other tea.
This subject clearly regrets her choice. The fact that she chose the tea herself gives her the opportunity to second-guess her decision. What about the other subjects who were given freedom of choice?
Norik, we were looking for ironic.
Isn't that ironic?
No, it is not. What we were looking for was hearth.
Hearth?
Adrift, shroud.
Are these actual real words?
Yeah, they are. Tell me, Heather, how do you feel you did today?
Not as well as I had hoped.
If you could do it again, would you choose a different tea?
Yes. You can only get better. You can't get worse than one.
I think probably if I had chosen the other tea, I would have gotten everything correct.
None of these contestants were happy with the choices they made. But what happens when the freedom to choose is taken away?
Trin, tell us which tea has been randomly assigned to Athena today.
Athena has been assigned black tea.
Ooh, caffeinated, energizing black tea. Here's to you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. That's good tea. Athena, you've had the tea we assigned you, black tea, caffeinated tea. Let's see how that serves you in this challenge.
Oh boy.
Here are your words. You have 3 minutes, beginning now.
Oh boy.
Lots of choices. Kitten.
Finally.
Don't worry, Athena, we've had far worse. 2 minutes.
Oh boy.
2 minutes remain.
Nothing is coming to me.
These words are not easy. Lounge.
Yes.
And that's time. Athena, come on down, and let's take a look at how you did.
Okay.
So, for word number 5, you have kitten. Kitten is correct. Good job.
Yay.
And for the final word, you have lounge, and the answer is lounge. Very good work. So you got 2 out of the 12. Tell me, how do you feel you did?
I'm just happy that I got 2 of them.
Do you think you would have been able to solve more if you'd had a calming tea?
Probably not. You need a little something to kickstart your brain activity.
This subject, who was given no choice, was happy with the tea assigned to her, despite getting only 2 words right, and she wasn't the only one.
Woo.
How do you think you did?
I think I did pretty great.
If you could do it again, would you have preferred to have been assigned a different tea?
No.
Studies have shown that sometimes we are happier when we don't have a choice.
Well, for 2 points, you win nothing. This game is actually more about investigating the mind. So in reality, the real winner today is everyone. Thanks for playing. And remember, no matter where you live or who you are, it's always tea time.
Damn it, I just found another word.
So it's not always preferable to be in the driver's seat of your life. Sometimes the pressure to make a decision can cause you to dwell on the options you didn't choose and hinder your performance. But what if there's a difference between the physical process of making a decision and your consciousness being aware that a decision has been made? What if all your decisions are made by something else, a split second before you're aware you've made them?
This task seems easy enough. Just push either button before the light comes on. So why is it so difficult?
Wow.
It's difficult because this machine is actually reading my mind. It knows when I decide to push a button and lights them up before I can actually push one.
How does it feel when it's happening?
It feels like right then, it already knew. I'm trying to not have my mind read.
Here's how the box works. My decision to push a button doesn't begin when I think it does. It's actually preceded by subconscious activity I'm not aware of, but that the machine can detect. Now, the machine isn't predicting which button I will push. It's determining when I'm about to push one before I know it. For the first few minutes, I push buttons and the box records my brain activity, learning which behaviors follow which subconscious processes. Eventually, the box can know what I'm about to do before even I do.
In other words, it can read my subconscious mind and tell me what I was going to do before I know I was going to do it.
That's the part that freaks me out.
This is called a free will experiment because it begs the question of what free will actually is. If your subconscious knows what you're going to do before you do it, is it really your decision, or do you just think it's your decision?
Wow. I'm trying to surprise it.
The interesting thing is to see, like, for instance, that you become closer to the machine and you definitely speed up.
I feel very competitive. I don't want my mind to be read.
I find this process frustrating, even though I know how the box works. But what if you didn't know what the box did before you tried it?
I want to introduce you to Moran, and this is Diana from the YouTube channel Physics Girl, one of my favorite YouTube channels.
Michael, stop.
Derek, thanks for being here. I'm very excited to introduce you to Moran Surf from Northwestern.
Nice to meet you.
And he's brought his box.
Diana and Derek have scientific minds, but they have not been told what the box really does. Moran explains the deceptively easy game.
Very simple experiment. We're going to put this on your head in a second, and we're going to start measuring brain activity. And we would ask you to make a simple choice, which is which button to press. If the lights are on, just don't touch anything. So we could...
The lights are on, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Once the box begins to beat their conscious decision-making to the punch, will they be able to figure out what's going on?
Do I look a bit like a jellyfish?
You feel comfortable? You feel like
Great, I feel amazing.
Okay, you can start.
For the first 15 minutes, the box calibrates and learns how the subject's mind acts before making a decision. Then, the fun begins.
Try to make sure it doesn't turn on before.
Before?
Both of our subjects seem increasingly confused and frustrated. I know exactly how they feel.
It's hard because sometimes, like, the light comes on while I'm going to push it, you know?
Yeah. Well, Moran, do you want to tell him?
So this box here is reading the brain activity and tries to predict not which button you're going to press, but when. And then turn the lights on just before you press the button.
This is predicting when I'm going to make the decision. What?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I definitely noticed the lights going on often when I was going to hit the buttons. But also there were times when, like, I wasn't going to make any choice and they just went on. So I was like, whoa.
Well, how do you know?
What?
Right.
How do you know that? Maybe the lights just stopped your brain from telling you that you're about to make a choice.
It's not just, oh, he's about to push it, but it's he is about to become aware that he is going to push the button.
I'm trying to think, like, I'm still trying to outthink you. Like, I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm going to push the left button. I'm going to, wait, no, I'm going to do the right.
It's interesting that you
like,
put it that
double
way,
think you.
because really, it's not about outthinking us, it's about outthinking yourself. The implications of this are kind of chilling. We could find things out about you that you didn't know yourself or didn't want to say. We could tell you things like, which of these two paintings will you prefer? How do you really feel about someone? Imagine using this for dating. Because it's reading your subconscious mind, we might be able to tell that you prefer someone that you don't actually think you do.
Well, that sounds scary. but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, I'm such a human, Michael. I feel like my human response is like, okay, there's a process my brain goes through, I get it, you learned it, but it's still my brain, it's still my process.
I think what you're going through right now
Denial.
is, I was going to use a different word, but is a process that we all go through when we're exposed to the fragility of free will.
I I like to call it limitations of free will.
And by the way, we know that you're gonna have chicken salad for tomorrow's dinner.
Yes, that's very clear. It's pretty good at predicting that.
Yeah.
Like falling dominoes, a whole chain of things has led up to now, this very moment. In your life, those dominoes might be your parents, your childhood, the books you've read, your friends, things that have influenced you, what you had for breakfast, how you felt this afternoon. Everything has led up to now, that final domino, but how it falls, well, that's your choice, right? Or is it? Moran's box kind of questions some of that. If your brain can tell us what you're going to do before you even know you're going to do it,
is your conscious mind actually being controlled by your subconscious mind? And if your subconscious can be fooled, then who is actually in charge?
Do you truly have free will? Or are you just like a puppet? A puppet who thinks it has no strings? Does your conscious, aware self just take credit for things your unconscious body's already decided to do? Well, more research needs to be done, but what we do know is that things you normally wouldn't consider part of you are a gigantic part of you. I think Kermit the Frog said it best. Although I'm not sure exactly what Jim Henson did, whatever it was, it really moved me.